What's going on, everybody? Jordan here, back with another video. It is Sunday, April 14, and we are still working on some spring prep. Possibly going to be in the field maybe this week to pick rocks, spread fertilizer. Irrigator's over here kind of ready to go. Things are just a little bit too muddy and we don't want to go around too many wet areas if you know, we don't need to for time. So we're going to continue kind of servicing everything. We got these 3 chisel plows and cultivators serviced with tires, grease, shovels, ready to go. Gonna do this one here this morning and need to move all of this stuff from the field into the yard. I think I said last video this field right next to the yard is going to be soybeans. Actually, it's going to be canola up to a point, so we are going to move out some of this equipment so we can plant that here in the coming weeks. I will go over the crop plan in this video with you. So that's kind of the point of today's video, is reviewing our crop plan, the acres for each crop, and some different things we're doing a little bit different this year with our crop plan. For now, we're gonna get going on the servicing this morning. With the cultivators and the chisel plow servicing, it really just involves greasing the spots where the wheels go up and down and making sure the tires aren't flat, fixing them if needed, and swapping out any shovels that might need fixing. This cultivator specifically had some hydraulic hose issues. This was one that kept having a hose break that goes wing to wing, and this wing here kept falling down essentially into the dirt and not being level. It seems to be working so far with the new hose. Nothing's fallen down over the last couple days. It's been sitting here. New hose is on here. With this one, and this one's new too. We just need to tighten all these clamps down so everything's secure and nothing just goes falling. We'll do that too. Let's get this thing in the yard and start this service. All right, that's the last of the big equipment, little chisel plow going into the yard. we got everything parked over there. This is kind of a big spring thing we always need to do, and then winter for the reverse. Park stuff out in the field just because we don't have the shed space for all of these different implements, and kind of serves as a snow catcher as well. Actually, when the wind starts blowing the snow, keeps it a little bit out of the yard as well as we can. And we just need to kind of clear the field so we can plant. So we're bringing it all into the back of the yard. Just these little 2 canola rollers left here. We'll go get those with the pickup and inflate some tires right after we park this one. Things are getting closer to planting time. Stay tuned for more. All right, folks, let's finish out the video here in the truck. I have in my hand the official 2024 seed plan for Stoltz Farm. We're going to review this sheet a little bit and talk about the different things we're going to be planting this year. I will probably not go into where everything's going. Maybe I'll just kind of mention what's around the yard. We are going to have a little canola near the yard, but mostly soybeans around our yard, because soybeans is going to be the most popular plant that we're putting in here this year. The reason we select what we do select has to do with the markets. It has to do with the contracts ahead of time for canola and sunflowers, especially. Things that we contract the price ahead of planting them. Was that a favorable contract? And then also the crop rotations. So getting, healthy soil, nitrogen balance, all that kind of stuff, and making sure we rotate the crops in the way it's kind of supposed to for those things. That's some of the only things to mention. I guess we'll talk about one of the bigger pieces that I was just talking to my dad about a couple days ago, is that we're not going to be doing any sunflowers, mainly because of those 2 things I just talked about. The crop rotation just wasn't quite right. It would have placed the sunflowers in spots in different fields that have a lot of trees and a lot of places where birds can hang out, essentially. And if you've watched the videos in the past, kind of in the fall, late summer to fall, the blackbirds become a real problem with sunflowers. They're always swarming around, eating the sunflowers, destroying the heads. Literally flushing money down the toilet, it seems like. We go out there with cannons all over the place, propane cannons, not real cannons, firing to scare those birds. We go out with shotguns, scare the birds away. We've flown drones around just to scare the birds away. It's a constant fight. Where the sunflowers would have had to be for the crop rotations would have made the birds even a bigger problem than normal. So we didn't want that. So we decided to just do 0 sunflowers. The contract wasn't that good anyways, so it wasn't something that we're feeling like we missed out on compared to other crops that could have been more profitable if they turn out, obviously. Like I said, the biggest crop this year is going to be soybeans. We're going to be doing a lot of soybeans, kind of taking the place of the sunflowers, as well as just a big soybean crop anyways. We are going to do a lot of wheat as well, which we do a lot of wheat. It's kind of an important part of the rotation to get some grass in there. And we are doing canola as well, which is a pre-planned contract. We're kind of doing a little bit of that. And we're doing a little bit of barley, but just not very much compared to the wheat especially. So we'll review the acreages a little bit here to close out. We are gonna plant, and this is all in theory. Of course, this is, acres for the fields we have, and wet spots, too much rain, mud, all that kind of stuff will end up decreasing this possibly. So this is including the areas that we hope we can plant. 1,900 acres, hopefully, we're gonna be planting. Out of that 1,900, no sunflowers. Start with the biggest one, the soybeans. We're gonna do about 800 acres of soybeans, which is, almost half of the total acreage. And then coming in with the second highest amount is going to be wheat at 721 acres of wheat. So between wheat and soybeans, that's the majority of what we're gonna be planting. The last 350 acres are going to be split between barley and canola. 231 acres of canola and 123 acres of barley. So that's kind of the rough plan. Just a little bit of barley. Canola will be done in a few days of harvest probably, and then we'll be chipping away at the wheat and soybeans quite a bit. That's the idea for this year. And of course, that's subject to change. If the timing doesn't quite work out with the spring, there's obviously little audibles we can call and things we can change really quickly to, make it work out for our schedule, the wetness, what we really need to do. But that is the plan right now. Probably no sunflowers and a lot of soybeans and That is kind of going to be our late crop, and the rest will be wheat, canola, and barley early, which is going to be mostly wheat. So that's it. A little crop plan for you today, giving you guys the preview of what's to come. We'll probably be in the field by next week, I would imagine. This has kind of been a windy and wet week so far, so we're kind of taking it easy, doing some little maintenance things around the yard and getting prepared. Thank you for watching this video. Be sure to subscribe to the channel if you're not already, and like this one as well. That'll do for today. Thank you everyone for watching. See you later.